What's up everyone, ODC, it's me here, and I'm back with another Marauders video. This will be part 4 in the series, and I got quite a large order in the mail, and finally got everyone put together and everything, and I was going to do a little bit of a different video with this one. I have updated my team. Here we have my updates for my wife right here, which I've actually updated her character, finally gave her a name. What you're seeing right here is, you're seeing my character right here, which is Checkmate. I did give him an updated look. Let me get my fat fingers out of the way, and I'll grab my pointer here. My main rifle that I do use is actually an L96 sniper rifle, which I think I have actually shown in a couple videos before, that I've customized it, and I showed it off for, I think, a couple videos, but I digress. My L96 sniper rifle isn't here yet. It's actually in the mail, so when I get that, I'll probably do an update video, whatever. But this is pretty much my loadout. This is the gear that I actually do wear when I do airsoft, and I wanted to give you guys a chance to check it out. So here we have some extra ammo right here. We have some smoke grenades. We have a couple flashbang, and then we have a regular grenade right here, two smoke grenades right there, and then we have my quick draw pistol holster right here, down here actually. With my 45, I actually do use a gas powered 1911, so there we go with that. We've got a 1st Cavalry Army insignia right here on the arm. I just think that looks really awesome. This is pretty much the hat that I wear, down to a T. The only difference in this is the fact that I do have a sniper's patch that I wear on the front, because there's Velcro on the front of that hat. You can actually pick those hats up. I think Condor makes those hats, so if you want to pick up one of those hats, they're really comfortable. They are a really good strong mesh, and they don't get sweat marks, which is really good, and they're very easy for machine washing. Here we have, who is this? Well, this is Lamont from what was it, long range, or no, not long range, long scope, something like that. I think his name is Longscope. Version 1 Longscope, and this is his sidekick, Lamont. I actually repurposed him, and if you guys have seen Oreo, my dog, you know that this is Oreo right here. He's got the stripe coming down his face, just like Oreo. He's got the white underneath, just like him. But yeah, this is pretty much my dog in a nutshell. So I renamed him. I'm not keeping the Oreo name. I renamed him Leaper, because my dog is actually a Border Collie Lab mix, and he's got kind of like the best of both breeds. Like, he's super athletic, got a ton of energy, and he can actually jump up to 6 feet in the air. He's really an athletic dog, and yeah, I mean, he could definitely jump over my fence if he wanted to. So he is quite the leaper. So I named him Leaper, and that's his little name, and he actually pairs up with my wife, which is Nap Time, because she's a big fan of naps, taking midday naps. So I named her Nap Time, and it's also a fitting, seeing as we're both snipers. She's my spotter, and she also in charge of the canine unit, which is with Leaper. And yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool to add that in. Pretty much here's her loadout. She's my spotter, and she's got a what you call it? She's got her sniper rifle right here, which is just basically an M14 EBR. It is modular. You can actually pick this up at Marauders, and I threw a silencer on the end because I just think it looks really well. But yeah, my wife pretty much looks like this, man. This is, I mean, not exactly to a T. She doesn't look like an action figure, but you get my drift. My wife kind of actually looks like Bomb Strike. Not the figure Bomb Strike, because that one is an ugly wolf. But I would say the card art, she looks like Bomb Strike. And then here we have, she's got her 1911 with the silencer attachment on there, and then she's got an M4 as a backup. And these C-clips, man, I'm telling you, they are a huge plus, those C-clips. So there's her loadout, and she's also, you know, spotter, sniper, counterintelligence, canine unit. So there we are. That's the beginning of our team. I'm still kind of bouncing around names. I was thinking of something kind of funny and quippy, like the Sweet 16, and there's 16 members, stuff like that. Let me know what you guys think about that name. Next person that we have here, and this is actually a tribute to Strident, my good friend Strident. And this, I try to get his loadout as accurate as possible to what I've seen on his videos. And he's not, I mean, he is a team member, but he's kind of like in charge of his own shit. He's got his own shit going on. So I try to keep him on the team. But he, like I said, he's got his own stuff going on with Fenris Company, but he pops in here and there to help us out. If we really, like, some really horrible stuff goes down, then we call in the cavalry, which is this guy right here, Weaponsmith. That's Strident's character. He is he's our weapon maker. So we get a lot of weapons from him and Fenris Company. Fenris Company pops in, helps us out. We team up here and there. His weapons are basically various weapons that, you know, customizable weapons that he makes. I set him up with a M240 machine gun, and I gave him a MK23 pistol on his sidearm right here. I gave him a quick draw. I also gave him a kind of like a battle kata knife on the back. He's got armor, and this design is his. I just pretty much just went with it and created his character. I actually do have a ripcord head on the way, so I'll probably replace the ripcord head with this head and give this head to someone else, maybe a new character or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'll go with a villain for this head sculpt or something. But this is pretty much the loadout, and yeah, when I get the new head, the ripcord head, and I'll probably do a update for that as well. All right, up next we have Varsity. I actually switched his name up and character due to wasn't really feeling the whole king snake thing. It was kind of too cheesy for me. You know, so I went with Varsity. He's basically like your top premier athlete, former NFL player, former track star, Olympian. And I kind of modeled him after one of my favorite NFL players, which is Pat Peanut Tillman. Or not Peanut Tillman, excuse me. That's different Tillman. But Pat Tillman, the safety that actually died in service. Rest in peace, Pat Tillman. But he's kind of got that attitude that, you know, he could have made as much money as he wanted to, but he decided to join the service. But I gave him an M4 with a large drum and then a grenade launcher here. So he's packing a nice, pretty nice punch. I gave him 2 daggers, 1 dagger here and then one in the back so he can kind of go over his shoulder and grab one if he's in trouble. I gave him a 38 on his sidearm and a Walther PPK. So there is Varsity. Okay, and we're back, and we have, here we have on the left, we have Ares, which is actually, she's pretty much just named after my horoscope. So there is that little bit of information right there, and she actually has, I put horns on the side of her helmet. I think those look pretty cool. And here we have Charger. You know, I felt so bad about the poor San Diego Superchargers losing their team to give them a character. So these are both of these guys, or I shouldn't say guys, both of these characters are my jet pilots / helicopter pilots, and they can go either route, whichever I need for them. These are my two go-to pilots, and they pretty much have simplistic designs and simplistic loadouts. I mean, they're only carrying a pair of M4 Berettas. That's pretty much, or not M4, M9 Berettas. My God, what's wrong with me? M9 Berettas, sorry about that. But yeah, he's from San Diego. The Charger's from San Diego. And Aries is from Chicago, Illinois. Don't ask me why I picked Chicago. I just always wanted to go to Chicago and randomly picked it. No rhyme or reason why behind it. If you're wondering if this head sculpt will fit a helmet over it, right here, the one that Nap Time uses, it will not. So her head sculpt will not fit in a helmet or a hat. But the other short-haired one will. Actually, that's considered long hair, Nap Time's head sculpt. But looks pretty cool. So these are my pilots. That's pretty much it. Moving on. Okay, and next up, here on the left we have Mick. And over here we have Treads, and the character, he's actually named after his the character's favorite baseball player, which is Mickey Mantle, and he's named after one of my favorite wrestlers, which is Mick Foley. And Treads is a tribute to my friend Dan, and he's from Colorado, so I made the character from Colorado as well. He's got a simplistic loadout. He pretty much just has actually, he has his lower BDUs and he has his upper BDUs, so they swapped BDUs just to make it a little bit different. I like that they don't necessarily have to match or anything like that. This isn't a fashion show, but I just thought I might point it out. But I think they look really good. And yeah, he's my tank commander. He's my tank driver. Mick is actually his baseball bat is his weapon of choice. This is how he takes people out if they climb on his tank there. And then we have he's got a sawed-off shotgun right here, double barrel, so he can double tap people if he needs to. And then he's got his Colt 45 revolver, and he's got a regular Colt 45 pistol, like a 1911. I should just say that instead of all that. Anyway, they're both simplistic when it comes to loadouts. Like, they're not carrying a bunch of weapons and all this stuff. I mean, they're both riding on a tank. I mean, how many weapons do you need? But these are my tank guys, so there is that. He's also got binoculars right here, as you can see, and that's pretty much it for these two. Alright, next up here we have two of my Hazmat team members. This is Fireflow. Right here, he's a former firefighter, actually still a firefighter, I should say, and he's part of my Hazmat team as well. His weapons of choice are his axe, his shovel, sledgehammer. I like to call this the key to the city because it opens up anything. And he's got a fire extinguisher in his hand right here. I gave him the Hazard Viper vest, and that's pretty much it for G.I. Joe stuff. And I also painted up the Cobra symbol, so you can't see that because he's not on Cobra. Underneath, he has his mask, which shows a nice little skull there. I think it looks really good. And he's going to be my firefighter, which you don't really see too many firefighters. I know there's like Charbroil and all this other stuff, but I don't know. He's got a fire extinguisher too, which I think looks pretty cool. Here's his backpack loadout. There you go with that. And he'll obviously use other weapons in this. This is pretty much just a simplistic loadout for him. And then over here we have PH. I actually named this gun. This is actually, you can pick this up at on Marauders. The majority of the stuff you can pick up on Marauders. But I actually named this. This is the Advanced Chemical Neutralizer. And not only does it, and you're probably wondering, why does it have a scope? It looks like a sniper. It's not actually a sniper. The scope is actually used to determine how far away chemicals are. It also determines what kind of chemicals they are. So there's like almost like a motherboard on here, a computer system that relays to her little case right here, and then she plugs it into a vehicle, which I actually have planned to pick up for her and him and another guy, which is actually gonna be my medic, but he's not here yet, so I can't talk about him. But anyway, I set her up. She's basically the head of the hazmat team, and yeah, pretty awesome. She's my hazmat person, my chemical expert. And she is pretty much light. She just has, really, as far as defenses, she's got a M9 Beretta. And then we have this leftover tank that I had from Airtight. But Airtight's got his own backpack, so I gave her this nice tank right here for breathable options. One more thing I wanted to note is that if you're wondering why she looks a little bit different, is because I actually put a female torso on a male lower torso, and it is the torso. I took a Woodlands female torso, put it on the green and yellow male torso, and she's got a little bit more of wider hips, which I think is nice for diversity as far as female bodies go, because I mean, not everyone is built the same. Not every woman is going to look just like this, so I wanted her to look a little bit, you know, a little bit wider, and there's you know, I think that's nice for, like I said, diversity between the women's bodies, so they don't all look like kind of like clones of each other, you know. So that's one more thing I wanted to note, and you can actually do that, so that works out really well. And yeah, you could definitely notice a difference in the bodies, so just wanted to point that out real quick. Okay, next up we have our Canadian on our team. When this is Dispatch, a lot of people like to call him 10-4. I actually gave him, this is actually, if you're wondering why this looks familiar, this harness rig is because I actually gave this was actually Checkmate's, my character's rig before, and I gave it to him just because I thought it looked a lot better on him. I think it fits the character and the flow of the character's design as far as that goes. He is pretty much my tech expert. He takes care of drones, stuff like that, hacking, all that fun stuff, all that jazz. He also has some explosive charges on him, which I actually might take off. I think he's a little bit too overstocked here. He's got a couple smoke grenades right here, a couple more grenades over here, frags. I think these are actually impact grenades, and this is a regular frag. And then we have smoke over here and some more stuff. And then he comes with his FAL, fall, I want to say. But it looks really good. I gave him this backpack, which is actually from Falcon, the 25th anniversary Falcon, that comes with, I think, Nemesis Enforcer, or they call him Nemesis Immortal. I don't know why they can't call him Enforcer, but I did give his tablet a couple stickers, and that's pretty much it. And that is, oh, I also gave him my hat that actually had on Checkmate, my character. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Dispatch. Moving on. Okay, next character. I know Strident alike. This is pretty much a cross between Jesse the Body Ventura's character in Predator and and Rock and Roll here. This is my Steadicam gunner. This is my heavy weapons expert. This is Hammer, and he's got the Steadicam gun on here. It looks fantastic. Yeah, I really dig this thing, how it worked out, especially with the backpack, how it links up with the backpack and everything. It looks just absolutely great. Give him the boonie helmet, or the boonie hat. Looks really good. Well, you can take the hat off and you can see that hair and everything. I think it looks really good and turned out nicely. So, there is Hammer. Alright, the next three here, they're kind of a work in progress, I'm going to be honest with you. Here we have Leadfoot. She's my driver. The reason why I say she's a work in progress is basically because she's not the right skin tone. I want her to be Latina, and I actually do have the correct head for her, but I have to get an updated skin toned t-shirt body for her. But she's going to be very simple in design. She's my driver. She's probably just going to get a pistol and a holster, and that's pretty much it. And this is her loadout, what it looks like, what it's going to look like. She's obviously not going to have a masked head all the time. She'll pretty much have the braid. I wanted to go with the French braid with her, and that's pretty much what's going to go with for Leadfoot. Also to note that the French braided hair sculpts do actually fit this helmet on, so if you're wondering about that. Also, if you guys have any questions about helmets fitting or anything like that, I can actually make a separate video about that, so if you do want to know, I could also answer the questions in the comment section below, so don't hesitate to ask me any questions if you need to. So there's Leadfoot, and we'll just, we'll get her out of here. Next up we have Breach, and this is a tribute to my good friend Lewis, and I know Lewis watches my channel, and I've known him since friggin' high school, before high school, and he actually just became a cop, so I wanted to congratulate him and show him tribute, pay him tribute, and yeah, this is his character, the beginnings of his character. I haven't officially finished his loadout or everything like that, but yeah, so that is Breach. His weapons of choice is the Winchester Shadow Defender shotgun right here, and then he's also an explosives expert, hence the name Breach, which is pretty self-explanatory. He's also ex-SWAT. I wanted to make him ex-SWAT. There is Breach, and I'll give you guys a quick look of him. I think he looks pretty good. Like I said, I'm going to add some more stuff to him. He's got like C4 attached to his leg, which isn't probably the most intelligent thing to have. But I actually think I'm going to give him a different tack vest, and I'm going to give him this backpack full of goodies, which has a bunch of explosive charges, stuff like that. Okay, next up, and I think this is one of the last ones coming up. This is Silver Fox. Silver Fox is my Navy SEAL, and I wanted to pay tribute to my good buddy Chapman Films with this guy. And so this is Silver Fox, and he's got this nice armored helmet here, and he's got the AA-12 shotgun right here, automatic shotgun. Still one of the coolest weapons, I think, as far as looks go. Every time I see that, it reminds me of Predators. So, not Predator, but Predators, which actually is a dope movie, and a lot of people shit on that movie. I don't know why, but I actually like the movie. So, if you don't like it, go fly a kite. If you do like it, cool. But I loaded him out. I gave him a 3 sidearms, actually. I gave him a Glock. I gave him a Beretta, and I gave him a 38. So there you go. There's Silver Fox. And let me just back off my lighting a little bit so you guys can see. It's a little bit fuzzy, but he does have gray hair and everything. The lighting is not helping right now, so bear with me. Hopefully Chapman Films likes his character, and we are moving on to some of the final characters here. These are just updates that I wanted to show you guys. I'm not sure if I showed you last time, but because I don't rewatch my videos, but this is Spirit. I had to update Spirit. This is actually the Spirit from the 2-pack with Storm Shadow. I just was not a big fan of that Spirit. I hated the body. The legs were weird on that figure. I don't know. There was something about my figure that was just off. So I was like, you know what, the hell with this. I'll go with a similar color scheme to what he had in the 2-pack. So I went with this body type. I gave him his original backpack, which you can see right here, with his machete, which fits right into the backpack, looks nice and tight. I gave him this M16 with a grenade launcher from the Slaughter's Marauders box set, and just gave him a sidearm and his vest from the original figure, head, and that's it. That's pretty much what I did for Spirit, and I think he looks so much better. So much better. Not that there's anything wrong with the box set Spirit either, because I really like that one with the bare chest and the rig that he has. I think that looks really good too, but I wanted you know, I just wanted a proper Spirit from that 2-pack, and I didn't get it, so I decided to make my own. So there is my updated Spirit, and I'll just kind of push him aside, because last but not least, oh my god, you guys remember this hunk of junka that I talk shit about all the time? Can't stand it. Shooter, yeah, she was a big problem. A figure I was really looking forward to, a figure I was quite upset of how she turned out, a figure that was been found wanting for quite some time by myself and a lot of others, and she just was really just kind of a pooper when she came out. Although she did have the nice ankle pivots, stuff like that, I'm not feeling this torso. She just looks too small to me. The head is small. You can't even reuse the head on a Marauder's body because her head is way too small. And I want to credit Strident actually for pointing that out. But yeah, I don't know. Her holster's too big. Her head's too small. Her body's just too petite. So I went ahead and made my own updated Jodie Craig action figure, and look at the difference between the two. It's just night and day difference, that this is the far superior figure over this situation. What is going on here? I don't like it. I don't want to like it. Get it out. Knock over Cyclops. Yeah, this is my updated shooter. She looks so much better. I basically, the only two things that I reused from the original shooter figure in the 3-pack was the rifle, which I actually had to glue a bunch of pieces together because her ammo mag kept falling out. Her stock of her rifle kept popping out, and her sights wouldn't stay pegged on, which was a real big pain in the ass, I'm going to be honest with you. So I had to go ahead and glue all that stuff together. The only thing I didn't have to glue was the silencer, which is removable. Right there. But I think she looks really good with this rifle, and I wanted her to have her original rifle that she was given. I outsuited her with a C-clip right here, holding her silencer for the SOCOM gun I gave her. And then the only other thing that I reused was her harness rig, and that just pretty much was from the original shooter torso, or a figure I should say. So, and I think she looks really good. I think she looks so much better. It's like night and day difference. But whoa, I'm way off camera. But it's just a night and day difference between the two. How much better she holds her rifle, how much better I can move her fluently, I should say. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Shooter here. So happy the way this turned out, and Spirit. I just think that both of these look so much better than their original counterparts. Alright, so here is my my whole team, minus one member, which will be probably revealed in the next Marauders unboxing, stuff like that. Maybe I'll do a full loadout video, and maybe actually build it in front of you guys and see how you guys like that. But this is pretty much my Marauders team. I know it's rather large, being called the Sweet 16, but we have some specialty people here, like my hazmat team. Obviously, we're going to need pilots all the time, but we're not always going to need tank drivers in every single scenario. But I've just been kind of role-playing with these guys and girls and playing around with them. I've been trying to do a lot more writing, creative writing, stuff like that, and working on that. I don't claim to be the best writer in the world at all, but you know, this is stuff that I like to have fun with, and I mean, as you can see here, I mean, there's a lot of diversity here with not only look, but diversity within each character as far as backstory goes, stuff like that. I'd like to dive in more and get more in depth with character development between all of these. I'd also like to start doing some more G.I. Joe reviews. A lot of the time that I've had to take off the last 2 weeks has been kind of put things in perspective for me as far as what I plan on doing more with my channel and what I want to focus on more. And I mean, I have a whole bunch of Joe stuff to review that I just haven't. And I really want to stay on target, and I really want to hunker down and focus on my Joe reviews and stuff like that, because it is something I'm really passionate about. It is something I really do enjoy and always have. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below about my team. If you have a team, send me a video response. If you want to send me pictures of your team, you can post it on my Facebook page, if you please. I mean, I would love to see everyone's different characters, team members, anything. But this is pretty much it for part 4 of my Marauder series. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Welcome to the Sweet 16, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.